Well, good Thursday morning, everyone. We're going to be talking about Audacity today. Hope y'all are ready for this. Let's talk about it. So the big question is this: how do voiceover careers to the next level? But don't buy into the claims of needing expensive equipment and demos. Start bringing in new clients. How do you follow a clear path to changing your voiceover side hustle into your full-time job and stick it to those that said you couldn't? Those are the questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Earl Hall, and welcome to In the Booth with Earl Hall, where we know how to grind and don't quit. Good Thursday morning, everyone. So glad to have you guys here today. It's Throwback Thursday. I put up a 16-year-old picture, well, when I was 16, on Instagram today. It was kind of funny, and I kind of said, oh my gosh, what I said something like what I would tell this guy, at 48 right now and looking back to when I was 16 years old, man, if I knew then what I know now. And I'm sure a lot of people are like that. You wish you could roll the clock back and kind of give some info to yourself. But unfortunately, we can't do that. We live and we learn and we grow. But I do definitely believe in that saying, that youth is wasted on the young. We're so stupid. And at the time, at 16 years old, you think you know everything. You think that, people over 30 are like the devil or whatever, and they just don't have a clue. And having kids of my own now that are older than 16 and younger than 16, it's so funny how they think that we don't understand or don't know. And we're always saying retarded things to them. It seems to them it would be retarded. I already know what you're going to do. I already know everything that's about to happen in your life. I already know the lies you're going to tell. I did it all. I did it all. There's nothing you're going to do that is going to shock or surprise me at all. What's up, Fail Builder? What's up, Ben? Glad to see you in the house. Ben, I was watching your YouTube channel this morning. You guys got to check that out too. Just look up Ben Wake voiceover and you will be able to see his YouTube channel as well. So, you guys already know coming up this Sunday at 3 p.m. Central, I'm going to be doing a webinar on Audacity. I'm going to be doing a deep dive into that. And today I wanted to look at some things. I mean, first of all, if you guys that use Audacity, please, I hope you have the latest version. The latest version of Audacity came out back in February of this year. And so I was taking a look at the Audacity website last night and this morning, just kind of to get a feel for the new stuff that they came out with in February. It does look a little bit different from the Audacity that I had before. So I've been playing around with it over the last 24 hours to get a feel of really what's going to happen. And so what I wanted to do today was kind of show you, give you a sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about on the webinar Sunday, 3 p.m. Central. I put a link. You guys probably already saw that. I put a link in the chat so that if you have not registered, you can go register for that. And there's also a link in the description as well. Good morning, Judy, Darren, Kaladi. Oh, I just butchered that name. Mage Pro, what's going on? Denise, had a great talk with Denise on a coaching session earlier this week, so that was great. And Judy, what's up with you? What I'm going to do on Sunday, one of the things that I'm going to do rather is I'm going to go through, I've got more than a few demos that I'm working on right now. And one that I got last week, I'm going to do a complete demo. I'm going to show you from beginning to end in Audacity how I would do a demo. And you can use that instruction, obviously, to do your own demos. You can use that instruction to show you how you might want to pinpoint in on some of the work that you're doing for yourself. as far as gigs or whatever that you're getting, jobs that you're getting in voiceover, I'm going to show you how I would do it. And I don't know that I've ever done a full one like this before, but during that webinar, I'm taking you from beginning to end. You know, besides showing you the tips and tricks that I have, I think it's going to be very impactful for everyone that is a user of Audacity to see how I would do it here in Earl Hall Studio. And to show everyone that Audacity is a great program. You can use it just as well as you can use anything else that's out there. Talked to someone that was using WavePad earlier today. I've never seen it. Oh, no, I have. I've seen WavePad a couple of years ago. So we're still going to be, I just want to let everyone know, don't get hung up on the DAW that you use. The most important thing about any DAW is that you just learn it. Had a conversation. You guys probably saw the interview I did with Mike out at Real Voice LA last week. And we were talking about DAWs and even had a conversation with one of my audio producers, JC, and, you know, just talking about the different DAWs that are out there, and all of them fundamentally do the same thing and sometimes in different ways. But I honestly believe, from my own personal experience, from using things from Pro Tools to Adobe Audition, from Audacity, even GarageBand a bit, I am just stuck on Adobe Audition. The way that the workflow goes, it makes it a lot easier for what we do in VO. It just makes it easier for a lot of things. The workflow is a lot quicker. Not to say that you can't do the same processing in any DAW, including Audacity. It's just that the workflow for me in Adobe Audition is just so spot on and quick. Whereas there's a bunch of clicking around you have to do in a DAW like Audacity. Now, I look at Audacity as it's a DAW that works. I think people look at Audacity as, because it's free, I think they look at it in a manner of, oh, well, you're using a free DAW. You must not be professional. Okay, knock that out of your head. You can use Audacity forever, and it will be fine, because the only thing that matters is the output. And what that means is your skill set. How much do you know about Audacity? How proficient are you at Audacity? What's your... you know, if you're a pro at it, you're a pro at it. And there's nothing, hear me when I say this, there's nothing wrong with using Audacity. Don't let anyone turn their nose up at you because you use Audacity. It's a DAW that will, at the end of the day, will get you the same output that you would get from using any other DAW. I just happen to prefer Adobe Audition. If you know Audacity, don't worry about converting it unless it's just something you want to do to another DAW. But here's the thing. If you've been using Audacity for 3 months, 6 months, a year, 15 years, you are becoming proficient at it. And that's all that matters. At the end of the day, your clients are not going to care what DAW you use. The only thing they're going to care about is the end result. That's it. They're only going to care about the end result. So we can stop worrying about all of that and everything else. Let's see. Some comments are coming in. Should I still be tired after our should I laugh out loud? It was a great session I had with Mage Pro yesterday doing his video game demo. What is the length of the webinar on Sunday? I don't know. I would assume it would be somewhere around the hour time frame. It could go longer. I really don't know, because there's things I want to show. And then I want to, and the reason I keep my webinars, like I have this one limited to 25 seats. I don't want any more than 25 people, because I want to be able to answer the questions. I want to be able to go into what are your pain points, the things you want to see me do again, and really answer your questions. So that's going to be a determining factor. Basically, I'm committed on my webinars to be on the webinar as long as people have questions. Obviously, I've got a lot to say. I've got a lot to show with this DAW Audacity. And I want to be able to take your questions on that. And even during this live stream, if you guys that are using Audacity, put in your questions that you have. If you know that you want to make sure that I cover for you if you're going to be on the webinar. If you're going to be on the webinar, it's great for me to know what you would like to know. I mean, I'm geeked about it because I believe I'm going to show some things that will kind of be eye-openers and things of that nature on how you can use this DAW more proficiently. But if you've got questions, I love to know the questions you really want an answer to. So whether you're watching the live stream right now or whether you watch this later, you can put your questions in the comments if you're going to be on the webinar. I will answer those questions during the webinar. Okay. Eric, dope. Wanted to use Audacity as a fourth piece of software. Definitely not my main piece. Eric, you don't have to know Audacity. Audacity is a side piece, but it's not a wife. You don't have to learn Audacity. You have to learn and dig into what it is you're using right now. Because if you try and switch DAWs, unless you just really want to, when you try and switch DAWs, it's going to slow you up because there's a learning curve to all of this. There's definitely a learning curve. If you've never used Audacity, there's going to be a learning curve for that. If you've never used Adobe Audition, there's going to be a learning curve for that as well. Titus, you heard the bloom. Titus just signed up for the webinar on Sunday. Thank you so much, Titus. I appreciate that. Just got the little notification there. Again, the link is in the description. And what I'll do is I'll post the link one more time here in the chat. So now you can see and click on that link if you want to be a part of that webinar on Sunday. Let's see here. Judy. I just did a demo with videos using Audacity and Movie Maker and posted it on my brand new Fiverr. Awesome. Shh, don't say Fiverr too loud. Get in trouble. It's so much easier than the last version. Awesome. Ben Wake, pros are using Audacity. Absolutely. Pros are using Audacity. Audacity is not a less than DAW. It's not. People just turn their nose up at stuff like this because it happens to be free. It's open source. That's all it is. It's an open source program and allows people to make additions and changes and, upgrade the software. And I think it's a great deal. I mean, it's free and you never have to leave Audacity if you dig into Audacity and really become proficient at it. Period. Let's see. Just looking here, Audacity is still really powerful. It can strip vocals down and make them great. Yep. It's just not an everyday software. I think it is an everyday software. Quite frankly, I think it is an everyday software. That's why I'm going to use Audacity during my live stream to show you that I can create professional quality demos. And I'm going to create a demo. I have a demo to do from someone that purchased my Fiverr gig last week or the week before. And so it's coming due. So I'm going to show you guys beginning to end in Audacity, the power of it and how I would use it as a pro. And all of you can use it as a pro in the same way. Good morning, Grassy Poet. Will you have a replay of the webinar? Yes, every webinar has a replay. Every single webinar has a replay. What happens is when you sign up for the webinar, you're automatically, registered for the replay. And the replay always goes out within, I'm going to change it because I have it set at about 24 hours. The replay will go out. I'm going to have the replay set at 1 hour. So as soon as I go off the webinar, the recorded version will be available within an hour. So if you sign up, you'll have access to it forever. Well, I shouldn't say forever because it won't last forever. Probably in a couple of weeks, I'll take it down. But you can do and I believe you can also download it as well. So yes, you'll have access to the replay. Mage is saying the major thing that got me to move from Audacity was it does destructive editing. That's something I'm going to talk about because no, it's a workaround. You do not have to deal with the destructive editing. Everybody thinks that, but you don't have to you do not have to do that. It's one of the things that when I've consulted people in Audacity, it's one of the first things that I talk about is the nature of what Mage Pro is talking about, destructive editing. You know, and like he says, if you delete something and save it, what you delete is gone, so you might have multiple takes, blah, blah, blah. Understand all of that. You guys want to know the fix for destructive editing? You want to know the fix? Thanks, Fail Builder, for the super chat. Definitely appreciate that. Super chats are always welcome. Thank you. I mean, I do this for free every day, but if you guys have the inkling to tip me or give me a couple dollars, I'm not going to turn it down. And I think Fail Builder, I think I can speak for anyone that gives me a super chat. They're just showing support in the way that they feel that they want to show support. And I appreciate that 100%. Let's see. Let me go back up here. Guys got a lot of comments today. Good morning, Andrea. Judy Kriz, Monica, Fiverr Laugh Out Loud. Mage, Audacity is a great learning tool and is usually good enough for just about anything. I'm sorry, Mage. I'm disagreeing with everyone that is looking at Audacity as a beginner thing. Yes, a lot of beginners use it because it's free, but you can use Audacity throughout your entire career. It's not a less than program. It's just different. It's just a different DAW that has the functionality you need to produce pro content. Period. It's how I look at it and how I see it. And I used to be one of the ones out there talking about, oh, Audacity is free. It must not be. No, it is. And I stopped turning my nose up at Audacity a while ago because all I'm concerned about is the output, the end result. That is it. The end result and your proficiency in using the DAW. That's it. Let's see. I've even used it for a book I narrated on ACX. Awesome. Mixcraft is also, I've never heard of Mixcraft. But that's good. But yeah. And here's the thing, Mixcraft, Audacity, Adobe Audition, Pro Tools, it's what works for you. It's what you become an expert at using. How proficient are you? And I can't say that enough. I don't care the DAW that you use. Can you export an MP3? Can you export a WAV file? We're done. Maybe an AIFF file? We're done. All right. I forgot about the destructive thing. I'll get back to that in a moment. Monica is saying, I've been using Audacity from the beginning. No problem here. Just the learning curve. It works great. Absolutely. I use it for Fiverr. Oh, they said Fiverr again. You guys, oh gosh, you got to stop saying Fiverr. Anyway, just a learning curve. Yep, absolutely. Now, when I tell you the workaround for this destructive thing, the destructive recording, what destructive recording is, if you don't understand the term, it means that when you make a change, you delete something, you add something, you've destroyed the original. And you can't go back or whatever. And unless you do a bunch of undos, you can undo. All right. What's up, Steve-O? Here's the thing. And let me share my, because I want to get into some of the Audacity stuff here. So let me share my screen with you guys. That's not the one. That's not really the one. I'm sorry. I got to get my screen fixed here. Show the screen, and I have to turn off my logo up top, and let's move this a little bit more so you can see the whole thing. Boom. Okay. Destructive recording. I made this little recording just before we went on air. And so and you can see, if you don't have the latest version of Audacity, you can see it's a little different. It's a little different. All right. So here's what I recorded this morning. So Audacity has a new look and feel to it. I just want to do a quick recording here to show you guys how you can use Audacity, the new version, the latest version, 2.2.2. Okay. All right, so that's the little recording I did with this microphone that you see me using all the time, my Alexa Voice RE320. I did the recording with that. Now, that's a raw recording. It's a raw recording. It is my original recording. And so, what I'm going to do so that I don't destroy it, I'm going to export as a wave. And we're just I'll just leave it named as that. Untitled wave. And it's giving me some other stuff to fill out here, but I don't care about all that stuff because we're just doing a test. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to save the project. Okay. And we'll just call it test, or we'll call it original. So now you can see up top, it's called original. So now what I'll do as well is I'll save the project as not original, but we'll just call it worked on. Now it's called worked on. So guess what? I've got my original file saved. That's the simple workaround. You keep your original. You can always go back to that original file, and you can work on this file. That's it. Now you have a file you can work on. If there's something that you want to change or grab, like you destroy this or whatever, and you want to go back and grab a piece from what did I call it? Whatever that thing whatever the original save I did. Original, that's what I called it, original. I can always go back to that original file. That's the workaround. You want to always save your original project because you never, in Audacity, because of the destructive nature of it, when you, like for instance, I'll show you some of the things here. One of the things I like about Audacity that I didn't know. Like I know that what I'm clicked on right here, this is a breath. I know that's a breath. And when you do this long enough, you understand and you can see like this is a breath right here. This is another little breath that I took there. But if you don't know this about Audacity, I might be able to teach you something right now. If you hold down the control button, if you have a PC, don't know what it is for Mac, but if you hold down the control button and use your mouse to scroll up or scroll down, you can zoom in and out. I love that. It's a little bit different in, well, it's a lot different in Adobe Audition because you don't have to press a button. You just have to go up to the timeline and you can roll your mouse button and zoom in and out. So for this one here, I'm holding down the control button on so I can zoom in. Show you guys how you can use Audacity recording here to show you guys how. Let's stop that again. All right, go here and hold down the control key and zoom in. So I know that's a breath, right? So what I can do is I can simply highlight that and I can, boom, take out the breath. That's one way to like do a quick thing, just scroll in, boom, take it out. There's a particular noise. I know that at the beginning, whoops, scrolled too much, right? I know that at the beginning there was a little tick. There it is right there. So hold down put my mouse cursor right there, hold down the shift key and come over to the end of what I want, hit the delete, and I can take it out. I know that was a little click noise at the beginning. So it's gone now with that. One of the things that I just absolutely love. Now, if you want to get super fancy, all right, so let me zoom in over here on this breath. This is, I think, one of the new things about Audacity. Let me use my shift there. So I highlighted that whole breath. If I come up here, you see what that says, this little button here, silence? I just silenced that. I just took it out. I just took a silence. Maybe I didn't want to take out a time, when you delete it, you delete time. So maybe I don't want to delete the time. Maybe I want to have all of that in there without just deleting. So I can silence it. And it's one of the buttons that's up here. I think it's kind of funky. And also one of the things you want to make sure that you do, which is super easy, like I can use my Focusrite or my line in USB. I'm using my big mixer off to the right of me here that you guys see every day for the microphone. So you make sure you got the right mic selected, and also your speakers, because I can use my Focusrite, or as I already have it set up there, it's set and done. Another thing here a lot of people get confused about or they miss are these, like this is the volume button for the mic. This is the volume button for me to hear with or playback. Some people mess with those thinking that it's going to change their waveform or pattern. It's not. Especially when you're listening, but the mic will, the recording volume. So I can tick that up. Right now it's almost to the height, but I don't use those controls very much. I use my mixer or I use whatever to control the waveform with that. So there's just a couple of things there that, it's one of the ways that I'm going to be showing you how to do what I do with Adobe Audition coming up this weekend on Sunday. 3 p.m. Central Standard Time is when it's going to be. So, yeah. And I think the best way for me to teach is to show you on an actual project. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing on Sunday. I'm going to show you on an actual project from beginning to end. How do I process the voice that this person sends over? What do I take out? What do I add in? How do I EQ it? How do I apply compression? How do I apply limiting? How do I put in the music? How do I make the music sound at an appropriate level so that the voice cuts through? And it's not just based on volume, people. This is an EQ trick that I think a lot of people don't get and don't understand. A lot of this is in your EQ. And so getting a firm understanding of that and seeing how I do it on an actual project, it's the best way, I believe, to teach Audacity and how to use it. And also at the same time, not only allow you to see the process and the skill set that's involved with it and how to apply all of these things within Audacity, but having you have the ability as I'm doing it to ask me a question. Because I might go a little bit fast or whatever. And hey, Earl, do that again. I didn't get that. This is going to be the power of this webinar, to show you how to use Audacity like a pro would use it. Not only that, it's not only in the technical part of it, it's in the skill set part of it. Why do I do what I do? Because the technical part, knowing what button to push, it's not even half the battle. This is an art. And I want you to see the art side of this so that you can really get it. So that's why I'm doing this webinar Sunday. I hope all of you are signing up for the webinar. The webinar is $37, real dirt cheap. And you're going to be able to have this and go through what you need to go through at your own pace, because you're going to have access to the replay. And you're going to be able to practice. You're going to be able to see, so on and so forth. So I think that's going to be key. Sign up for the webinar is all I can say, because if you miss it, you're going to miss a lot. You're going to miss a lot. All right. Let's see here. Some more comments are coming in. Let's see. You guys have been talking a lot while I was off camera. I don't know where you guys, you pay for increased speed of workflow. Audition is fantastic. I love it, but I feel is overpriced since they put it on CC. Stopped allowing you to buy outright. Reaper is great as well. A lot of people have this thing about the being on the cloud and have to pay a monthly thing. There's just difference of opinions on that. I prefer doing it that way because I know I get all the updates. But I mean, we're talking about $19 here. It's like, what? Don't go to McDonald's twice a week or something like that. I mean, whatever, but it's like all of us have our own opinions and all of them are valid. Some people, I understand why you just want to buy it outright and have it. And then there's idiots like me that just want to pay for it every month and make sure I get all the updates. Because the updates on Adobe Audition aren't small. They're usually big. And they happen every couple of months where they're just increasing the power of this thing. But to each his own on that one. Eric is asking, can you punch vocals in and out if you make a mistake? Well, you know what? Let me go back. And I believe if you're going to do that, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. So let me share this screen again with Audacity. And here's the thing. What am I saying right here? It has a new look and feel to it. All right, so I said has a new look and feel to it, and then I say what? I just want to do a... Okay, so now, if you're going to punch some things in within Audacity, it's not as easy as it would be like maybe with a Studio One. That's another DAW. It's just complicated for me to learn Studio One, even though I have used it for audiobooks and things of that nature. What you can do is simply... here, probably just do a cut. Why won't it let me cut this? Or split. Select the audio for cut. Okay. Thought I did that already. Let's do a little selection there. All right, so it cut there. So now what I should be able to do, I need to change what I'm using here. See what I mean? It might be a little iffy. Oh, it didn't cut. It didn't cut it. Go back. Undo the shift. Let me do the selection tool again. And it's still not letting me cut. No audio selected. Anyway, I'll have to figure that one out because that is not making sense, but it might be something within my mouse that I'm using as well. So if I do a right click, that won't work. What I would do is split, like right here, and move this portion down, and then I could start recording again and put in there what I wanted to put in. And you can do that a couple of different ways. Let me use my control key here, kind of zoom it out. You could start out here. Hey, just starting to do a simple recording here in Audacity. All right, so then we can stop that. And here's a trick. I'm going to select this whole piece. All right, and I'm going to copy that. Then what I'm going to do is come back over here. That's why I say there's always a workaround. Look and feel to it. I just want to, okay, now, so I can like put my mouse there, paste that in, and it pasted it in for me. And so I probably just need to delete some of that. So basically, I just added that in between the two by doing a copy and a paste. So that's one of the workarounds. I prefer if I could have just split it, which I don't know why I couldn't at the time, but at any rate, neither here nor there. But that's a workaround to do that as well, to add in if you missed something on that. So I hope that answered your question about that. Let's see. Going through some of the comments here one more time. They've modified punch and roll. Okay, awesome. I can take a look at that. They have a modified punch and roll. Judy, you're talking about within Audacity? Let me know that. Let's see. You pay for, okay, there we go. Undo is semi-destructive, but not fully destructive. 222 is my version. Absolutely. Everybody that's going to be on the webinar, you've got to have the latest version of Audacity that just came out back in February. Just do an update. And okay, let me show you that. How do you do an update in Audacity? Because that might be an issue as well. So let me share my screen again. The simple way to do is you go to Help, and then you click on Check for Updates. And there you go. And so that's how you're going to update your version of Audacity to the latest version. Because that's going to be important. Because I want you to be on the same version, the latest version that I'm going to be teaching on Sunday. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All of these that like Ben's talking about a workaround, John is talking about a workaround. All of these are valid. Um, let's see. Fail Builder. I do this and then add the original as a new track. Awesome. Audiobooks, you always work on a copy. Yeah. And that's basically the thing. That's the workaround. You want to make sure that you've got a completed file with mistakes and everything in it. So you always have an original to go back to or to copy from if need be. Andre, I'm working from an old Mac, which doesn't support the updated Audacity, but Audacity offers an alternative version that my Mac does support. It works just fine. Okay. All you Mac users out here. Let's see. Control L is the shortcut for silence audio. What I'm going to be showing more so are the icons that are there. We'll be talking about some of the quick keys. And this is a personal preference. I don't like control stuff. I don't like Control L because I never remember what they are. But if I have an icon, I know what it is. So I can go do it. I'm just weird that way. Some people are keyboard people for real. And they stay and live on their keyboard, which is fine. If that's your workflow, you're good at that, do that. I'm not. I like an icon to help me. Okay. All right. Dog clicker used with Audacity is my friend. Yeah, I have a clicker. Especially I use this for audiobooks, just a little clicker. That's it. Because what that does is it sends a spike. That shows you on your DAW that you clicked because it's a big spike from top to bottom. And you can see where you made your mistakes and where you need to go back to. Clickers are your friend. All right. Especially in audiobooks. All right. Simple Earl, select all first. Okay. Max Rock. Steve-O was probably talking about when I was trying to do the split. And that's probably a workaround in my brain because you don't have to do that in Adobe Audition. It's just a right click and you split it. Or you just click the icon that says split, and wherever your cursor is, that's where it splits. So I've got between now and Sunday, that's why actually today through Sunday, I'm only going to be working in Audacity. For that specific reason. All right. Stupid phone calls. Okay. Start over, please. Start over. I'm not starting over. Are you crazy? I've been talking for 37 minutes. You can watch the replay. Watch the replay. Where did you get that clicker from? Let's see. This is Trinity Academy of Riley. Someone just sent me this. You can get these clickers on Amazon pretty much anywhere. And they obviously work fine. There's nothing to them. It's just, little box, and you just press the metal inside and it makes that noise. For that, I may have to see if someone will make me a Earl Hall Studio clicker. I may have to see about that because they're dirt cheap. They're dirt cheap to have. All right. Yeah, Pet Supply has them too. Oh, okay. Okay, you guys are dissing on Mac and PC in here. All right. Monica's saying she doesn't understand here's the process. Here's why people are talking about a clicker. All right, so you're reading a script, and usually people use clickers for long form narration, like an audiobook. Super long copy that they're going to have to go back and edit or whatever. And so what happens is you're reading a line and you either miss a word or you say a wrong word or whatever, and you recognize that you said it wrong. You click it, and what happens is in your DAW, that clicking sound, it spikes. It's almost like a straight line up and down, top to bottom on your DAW. So you know that's a mistake that you have to go back and correct. And you do that all through your recording, if you're not going to immediately correct it. Some people have a workflow where they just want to get through it and they'll go back and make the edits later. So in your DAW, you see that straight line up and down. You should, well, you can't try it if you don't have it. I'll show you. Here's, I forgot, I have a DAW open. I can actually show you what a clicker will do for you. All right, so let me go back here. Let me zoom into this. Thanks. Okay. All right. All right, let me share the screen and start recording. Okay, so we're doing a little test of the clicker to see how it will work inside of Audacity. We want to see if we use the clicker, what will happen inside of the DAW each time you use the clicker. All right, so let's stop, and I'm going to zoom in on this. You can see where the clicker is. You see it right there. Okay, so you can see I use the clicker here. You can see, oh, I got to move it over some more. You can see it, but you can see where the clicker sounds are. And so you can go back, you know, that's where I have to go back and edit. That's where I have to go back and edit. So that's how the clicker works and how you use the clicker. Hope that makes sense for everyone. All right. Some people clap. Definitely. Some people will clap. The clicker is just more hand friendly because I can just hold it here as I'm recording and do that. As opposed to if I'm up on the mic, having to back up and do that. Clicker's just smaller, easier to use. I'm not worried about hitting my mic when I clap and moving its position. But to each his own. Yes, you can clap, most definitely. I had to get out of the habit of coughing. Sometime I would do that. And I realized, well, wait a minute, I'm messing up my voice if I cough every time I make a mistake. Because that seemed to be super easy to me. So I stopped doing that and went to the clicker. All right, desk taps, yeah, all that stuff. Clicker is faster and only takes a teeny tiny moment. Yep. And Scott is saying he uses the clicker when he does audiobooks as well. All right, guys. I got to go because I got work to do and I've got to get into this Audacity and I've got to do some demos. I've got some consulting coming up with you guys, too, here at the top of the hour. Let me see. Who am I about to talk to today? Let's see. One of my, oh, wait a minute, today. Martin Victor at 11:45, so that's in about an hour. I've got Corey at 12:15. I've got Lazarus at 1. I've got Stephanie at 1:30. So I'm going to be doing consulting most of my day today, as well as doing some production stuff. Don't have any VO work to do today for myself, which is unusual. So yeah, I got to think about why that happened. But anyway, I definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Also, don't forget, we've got the webinar coming up on Sunday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to post the link to the webinar one more time in the chat so you guys can go register for that. And we're going to be doing a deep dive. I'm going to be going from beginning to end in in Audacity to show you how to use it like a pro. It's going to be something you don't want to miss. Even if you're not going to be able to be there live, you're going to get the replay and still be able to ask me questions via the replay and things of that nature. So get in on it. And I've got more webinars coming up. I'm going to be making a webinar schedule because I'm going to be doing webinars every Sunday at 3 p.m. on different topics. Obviously, we're going to be doing Adobe Audition. Coming up too, we're going to be doing some stuff on Fiverr because a lot of you are mystified by Fiverr. But anyway, I'm going to make a webinar schedule, so make sure you check out. If you're not a member at stepstovoiceoversuccess.com, it's free. Go register, go become a member. We have over 1,000 members on that website at this point, which is just stupidly ridiculous to me. But thank you everyone that participates in that. If you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you have not given me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, do that right now. I don't care which. If you liked it, if this brought you value, I would love a thumbs up. If I didn't bring you any value, give me the thumbs down. I only want what you feel I deserve. All right, guys, you have a great Thursday. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. You have a good one. Where's my video? There it is. See you later.